Hey Eagles fans, did you know that we have an Eagles only channel here at Chat Sports? All you gotta do is go to youtube.com/Eagles now for all the latest Eagles news and rumors. If you're wondering what that looks like, we're going to go ahead and play a little sneak peek of that channel for you guys right now. Hey Eagles fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now, and before we get started on today's video, we're going to do another mailbag video later on this week. So all you got to do is use the hashtag Eagles down below in the comments section, ask any Eagle-related question, and more than likely, I'll probably answer it in a video, probably Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. They normally go out during the weekend. So give me guys some questions on this mailbag call right now, and then without further ado, go ahead and jump right into today's video. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the latest news regarding the Philadelphia Eagles, and guess what? It's running back related yet again. We talked a lot about running backs the past couple of days, past couple of weeks, and we have more updated information. It feels like we know the final two options for Philadelphia if and when they want to go ahead and add another running back to the running back depth chart. So, we'll start with the big news. Obviously, Carlos Hyde signed with not the Eagles, the Seattle Seahawks a couple of days ago, and Carlos Hyde was apparently the #1 running back the Eagles were very interested in, according to ESPN's Adam Kaplan. Well, with Carlos Hyde off the market, it seems like, according to Ian Rappaport, the Eagles are down to Devonta Freeman, formerly of the Falcons, and LeSean McCoy, the former Eagle, and of course the former Kansas City Chief as well. So, here's what Rappaport had to say in terms of what the situation looks like with a guy like Devonta Freeman. So we'll focus on Devonta Freeman first. Rappaport said this, quote, "Freeman still wants big money. Could he actually retire? Maybe, but probably more likely is at some point realize just to take what he could get. A team like the Philadelphia Eagles, who would like to add a veteran running back who wouldn't like to pay a lot for him, would make a lot of sense." So, again, you heard the reports earlier this week, probably if you were on Twitter or follow me on Twitter or follow any sort of NFL reporters on Twitter. Devonta Freeman might sit out the NFL season if he doesn't get a big enough offer. Rappaport just kind of slashed that right in the face and said, no, he's not going to sit out. He's going to probably wait for a team like Philadelphia to give him a decent contract, not a huge contract, a decent contract, in order for him to go ahead and be a veteran running back on the Philadelphia Eagles. To be honest, though, as we compare McCoy and Devonta Freeman, I'm not thrilled about either one of them. Neither of them have done a lot recently. Look at the 2019 stats for both of them. Freeman only had 184 carries and 656 yards and 2 touchdowns in a running back field in terms of what they have in Atlanta. That's not special. It wasn't like there was another running back taking all the carries away from him. And the same with Shady McCoy, 101 carries, 465 yards, and 4 touchdowns. If I had to pick between the two, I would take LeSean McCoy just for the nostalgia factor. See him in a number 25 uniform. See him in midnight green yet again would be a lot of fun. But neither of these are very good options overall. Now, do the Eagles need to add another running back? It's up for debate. I think that they should. Although, again, both these guys are not choices I'm really thrilled with, but the current roster sits as it stands with, of course, Miles Sanders, recently added Corey Clement, and I guess a mixture of Elijah Holyfield and Boston Scott as well. So the big news, of course, is that they are down to 2, and will it be McCoy, will it be Freeman, or will they choose to just stick with what they have? That is going to be the question over the coming days and weeks, but let it be known, it will not be for an expensive contract. It will be cheap. It'll probably be a 1-year deal, and the hope is that they can give us more than what the contract eventually pays them out to go ahead and do. I'll ask you guys the first question here. Pick one. If you had to, McCoy versus Freeman, who would you rather have on the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me know right now in the comment section. All right, moving on. This one is very, very interesting and probably was one of the reasons why you clicked on the actual title. I clicked on the video because of the title here mentioning Skip Bayless. So if you don't watch Undisputed, which of course is on Fox Sports, on FS1 from like 9 a.m. until 11 or whatever it is over there on the West Coast. It's Skip Bayless. It's, of course, the tight end, Shannon Sharpe, and it's called Undisputed, and they debate. You know who Skip Bayless is. I don't need to explain that to you. But Skip Bayless the other day really went out and ripped Jalen Reagor and ripped the Eagles for drafting Jalen Reagor, of course, number 21 overall. And the fun thing is Jalen Reagor actually responded with a perfect response on Twitter that's been deleted, but I have a screenshot of, so stay tuned for that as well. Before I show you exactly what Skip Bayless said about Jalen Reagor, if you love Jalen Reagor, if you're in the market for a new Eagle jersey, we have you guys covered with authentic Eagle jerseys right now that are 25% off. They're only $75. I actually bought one for my mother, a Carson Wentz jersey for Mother's Day. This same deal. Chatsports.com/Eagles jerseys is the place to go. They have Wentz, they have Reagor, they have everybody that you could possibly want in terms of an Eagles uniform. Go ahead and pick one up right now. All authentic, not your typical Chinese knockoff stuff you see on like eBay. This is the real deal. Chatsports.com/Eagles jersey, the place to go. Okay. Here's what Skip Bayless had to say about Jalen Reagor. And again, remember, Cowboy lover Skip Bayless, quote, I about fell out of my chair over that, and that was drafting Jalen Reagor at number 21 overall for the wrong reason. Jalen Reagor went way higher than any draft expert had mocked him. I'm mocking that pick right now because I thought it was a silly pick, because there were 5 other receivers I would have taken over Jalen Reagor. So when you break this whole thing down, you have to kind of decide, is Skip Bayless just kind of talking in terms of being an Eagle hater and a Cowboy fan, or does he actually make a little bit of sense? And you can fall to the realization that it's a little bit of both. A lot of Eagle fans hate Skip Bayless for many, many reasons, including the fact he does love the Dallas Cowboys. But what he says here is not exactly as terrible as some Eagle media outlets are making it seem. He's right. Most people did not mock Jalen Reagor to go at number 21 overall, and there could be a lot of receivers taken after him that could technically be better. We won't know until the season actually starts, but look at the list. Jefferson 1 pick later, Brandon Ayuk to the Niners a couple of picks later, and then early in the second round, T. Higgins and Michael Pittman Jr. were the next 4 receivers taken. So is Skip Bayless just talking because he hates the Eagles, or does he actually have a point here? Like I said, it's a little bit of both. No, Reagor was not mocked that high, but I still think the Reagor pick overall is a very good selection. We've laid out those reasons many times here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Now, I mentioned that Reagor had the perfect response to this tweet. You can see it right here. It's been deleted, but we have the screenshot of it. It's a video showing Skip Bayless say the quote that I just said, and it says Skip Bayless is an idiot. And then, of course, Jalen Reagor gives the little okay, like, yes, I agree with that 100%. So it's kind of fun right there. Had a lot of retweets. Was very, very fun to see overall. And then, of course, he deleted it a little bit later because that's just how it works in the modern world in terms of social media. You don't want to get in trouble for anything that you say, despite it being probably true and probably correct overall, at least for a lot of Eagle fans in general. Let me just ask you guys this. Like this video. Just hit the thumbs up button if you guys cannot stand Skip Bayless. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Undisputed. I don't watch it, and mainly because of Skip Bayless, so I'm going to like the video. If you guys cannot stand Skip Bayless, then like this video right now. We would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you'd rather just watch Eagles content right here instead of the national networks and ESPN and Fox Sports, then just subscribe to Philadelphia Eagles Now right now, because this is an Eagles-only channel where all we do is talk about the Eagles in a way I think that Eagle fans enjoy, and in a fair, unbiased way as well. Yes, it's Eagle-focused, but I think we're very right down the middle, fair and unbiased in terms of the Eagle coverage here, and hopefully you guys agree with that as well. So go ahead and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, speaking of ESPN recently released an article on ESPN Plus, which a lot of people don't read because you got to pay for it, but they love the Darius Slay signing this offseason, the Darius Slay trade this offseason. I kind of wanted to dive into that briefly here for just a second. So ESPN had their ranks of best position upgrades over the offseason in terms of who was replaced by a new player on an organization. So, of course, the Eagles traded for Darius Slay this offseason, didn't give up much. I love the deal. We covered that wall-to-wall this offseason here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. But he essentially is replacing Ronald Darby as being the cornerback number 1 in Philadelphia. Now, maybe he's replacing Jalen Mills, depending on who you thought was the number 1 corner, but essentially, he's replacing Ronald Darby. ESPN thinks this is such a good move. They put it in their top 5 for moves this offseason. Now, for me, I've already said this, Slay's going to have a massive impact. Slay, to me, was the biggest signing the Eagles had this offseason. I know Hargrave was great, and we'll talk about Hargrave here in a second, but Slay was the best signing overall that Philadelphia had the entire offseason, and ESPN backing it up, to me, is perfect. Before I keep going, though, who was the better signing? If you disagree, then type H down below for Hargrave, because Javon Hargrave was a good signing. What a bad signing. It was a good signing. But if you agree, go ahead and type S down below for Darius Slay as well, and we'll kind of get a little comparison in the comment section right now. But back to Slay. He's the perfect addition. I think ESPN knocked this one out of the park. A lot of times I'm reacting to articles they write here, and I disagree. This one's right. The only ones they had above them was like Tom Brady replacing Jameis Winston. I think DeForest Buckner replacing whoever was the D tackle in Indianapolis. Like, overall, 5 right now for Darius Slay is the top 5 move this offseason in terms of who else they ranked above it, and I forget who was 3 and 4 right now. But it made sense overall. But the move for Darius Slay cannot be overlooked, I think, in terms of the Eagles secondary. The Eagles secondary, despite losing Malcolm Jenkins and despite not really having a surefire guy as the number 2 cornerback, obviously you see Avonte Maddox and Sidney Jones will compete for that. I think the secondary is going to be leagues better than what it was last year, because the hope is Darius Slay locks down either one receiver or one side of the football. Now, Slay can move back and forth. We've seen that when he was at Detroit. He could shadow Amari Cooper and did a very good job of that on Thanksgiving Day, or he can just lock down one side of the football field, which kind of shrinks everything the secondary has to go and cover and do. So I think overall, it's not just a Slay upgrade, it's a secondary upgrade for Philadelphia. They're going to be a lot better than where they were last year, and that is huge, especially for a team like the Eagles that really has struggled in terms of covering players and covering big name receivers in the past overall. There you go. All the time we have for today here on Philadelphia Eagles Now is the latest updated news and rumors. Plenty more videos upcoming in the coming days and weeks, so stay tuned for that. For Philadelphia Eagles Now, I'm Thomas Motz signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.